Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here, doing some readings. I wasn't going to do them anymore, but something prompted me to do some, and a faithful servant of my intuition, I am abiding in that. This one is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Energy is fluid. I could be talking directly to a Scorpio or a cross watcher checking in on a Scorpio. Use your intuition to kind of fit you in where you go. Time is irrelevant, really. So this could be something that already happened, something that is happening, or something that is going to happen. Again, using your intuition is your best compass as to where you fit in into the reading. And if it doesn't resonate, then the message may not be for you. This is general, and there's a lot of Scorpios out there. Without further ado, let's see what messages want to come through for Scorpio. Messages for Scorpio. What messages for Scorpio? Messages for Scorpio. Where's that? I think I had enough put down. No, never mind. Well, there was it. Alright, first card out is the Three of Pentacles. So the first person's energy is wanting something to come together. Wanting to work with a person, a group of people, and really seeing this thing as a positive, uplifting, great venture for all those involved. So right out the gate, we've got a tangible energy of like wanting to start a business with somebody, or wanting to, get further, involved into a group that's already established, wanting something to come into a physical nature, build something together. Could be a family. The other energy is the Four of Swords. So this is rest, renewal, rejuvenation, respite. Kind of opposite. This mental energy is, and this is the energy of where we have not really paid attention to our body, to our intuition, to our signals, and the body finally said, you know what, you're going to rest. It's that mental fatigue from not paying attention to the physical cues up to that point, saying, you need to back off a little, maybe take a rest, not press so hard, not push so, diligently. Sometimes we need to, pay mind to the little subtle cues our body is giving us. Otherwise, nature has a way of putting us on our back. And that's the Four of Swords, where we have exhausted every energy in us, and now it's like 3 days in a psych ward kind of energy. So while one person wants something to come together, the other person is mentally taking some time. In the heart space, the Knight of Pentacles. So this other person is coming in strong with something, some sort of an offer for you, like, while you're on your rest here, I will, run the kids, do the laundry, do all the chores, do the, something. They're coming through with a big offer that's real, like something that's physically there. It could just be like, let's go on vacation, or here's a gift, something along those lines. But they're not wanting to give up. Knights don't give up. They've got a mountain to climb, but they're willing to do the hard work. That's why they're wearing the armor. They're ready for the battle, whatever it takes. So Scorpio, if this is you, or your cross watcher, or whom you're looking in on, they're coming through with something. If they haven't already, then they're going to offer something up that's, trying to help. I feel like this is the energy of, I really just want this to work. I want to work with you. I see that you're not in the best shape as of right now, but maybe I can help. And the Five of Rods is the Four of Swords, heart space. So this is in the heart space. So there's either memories of fights and arguments, whatever's caused you to be so mentally, exhausted and fatigued. I think this other person either is not aware of just how much the conflict and arguing and fighting has really, weighed on you. Either that, or they're very aware, and that's why they're coming in with such a strong offer. Like, they're taking a step back, like, oh my gosh, I've done this. And I think in the heart of hearts, Scorpio, whoever is the one that is taking the break or needed the break, you kind of have seen your responsible role in it. That it's not solely this person who caused the arguments, that you at any point could have taken those subtle cues and said, you know what, I need to back off, or it's going to be, a real mental rest, exit. It's like you've checked out, and now there's the sense of urgency, I want to say, that this other person feels. That, perhaps one of you, whoever has checked out, knows the real reason isn't solely on the other person, while the other person maybe doesn't. And that's why they're coming so strong with, this is going to work, I've got to make it work, what can I do? Possible outcome, the Wheel of Fortune. So this is definitely where life is going to spin this up and say, it's up to you. It's really up to this other person. I think what offer they make you, how they're coming through with apologies and effort and extra, extra energy into a resolution. While we don't want the conflict, we don't want the arguments, we don't want the fighting to continue, we also on both parties need to know, when do I offer, when do I hold back, when do I take responsibility for my part and not let the other person feel solely responsible, when it always takes two to tango. We always can say, you know what, I am no longer a part of this, we can resume later, and not let ourselves get to the point where, it is that urgency. Because the Wheel of Fortune is, in this other person's energy. So whatever your reaction is to this offer and their urgent care or concern, is going to put them in a state of, well, what do I do? If I keep going this way with them, is it always going to be this way? Or should I, cut my losses, kind of thing? Because this is, however the chips fall is really up to the person. So how their outcome, I think this is kind of like they're waiting on your response to see what their outcome, they're waiting on your response to see what they'll do moving forward. Because as of right now, they want it to work. But I think this in the possible outcome is, it's kind of reliant on what your response is. And you're in that resting pattern. You're in the Six of Swords as the possible outcome. You just want, obviously a more, calm and level, balanced mental body. You want to be able to think clearly and not have the conflict and issues around you all the time. So again, I'm still not seeing a clear response to their outpouring towards you. So whether or not you are going to say yay or nay to them, obviously that's completely up to you. This is simply possible outcomes. You just want, you might leave it up to them, which is why that Wheel of Fortune is also there. So leaving it up to them is going to, basically they'll be the deciding factor if this is something that you'll continue. If their offer was enough. I feel like that it'll be enough, but it's almost like you're being a little selfish in the moment, and not saying that you shouldn't be selfish, but perhaps you don't see this moving forward. I'm gonna look underneath. This is a celebration card. This is, happiness and joy and parties and good things. It also can be gossip. So when I'm seeing this as the gift, I'm thinking that whatever this conflict that was in your heart space, you might be ruminating over some missed opportunities. You might be thinking about things in the coulda, woulda, shouldas. Almost like sometimes we enjoy being a victim. And that realization can come from, you know, a relationship like this. While they want to stay together and keep it going, you're recognizing that, you know, this will be a repeating cycle that you just don't want to be in. And, you know, from the talking behind each other's backs and the arguments and, you know, whatever the offer is, you're gonna take the offer, of course, because you feel like you deserve it, and you rightfully so. But at the end of the day, you know, you're gonna leave it up to them. Like, it's almost like you're gonna say, I don't care whether we stay together or not. You tell me, because I can't go through this again. So, like, it's like leaving things up for the wheel of fortune to let it play out. And I'm not saying that that's a good, bad, right, wrong way to do it. It's just kind of the way this reading is coming across is you've been so mentally checked out at this point that, yes, you want the offer because you feel like you deserve to have whatever it is that they're offering you. But after that, it's not like you're being, yay, thanks for the stuff, let's, you know, try. You're just kind of like, okay, now what? You know, now you tell me, because I don't want to go through this again. It's drawing out more conversation and more up in the air, which, you know, with you just wanting to be calmer, this can be celebration. So we could, whatever the situation is ending, whether you stay together, the offer is enough, you work on it, it'll be good. And otherwise, you recognizing that parting ways is going to be good. It looks like the situation is handled regardless. There's nobody involved in this situation that's blindsided, if that makes sense. I think one's a little urgent in their efforts and offers, because they see how mentally, you know, exhausted you are. But I think that's just simply because they don't want to, you know, of course they don't want to hurt you in all of this mess. So, however it works out, whether you stay together, friendship, romantic, friends, whatever, whether you stay together, part ways, I think both of you see it as exactly the way it should be. So these were your messages, Scorpio. I hope they helped. Bye.